Trojan Sports Now.
Hello and welcome to Trojan Sports Now. I'm your host Ryan Renfro, and today we are joined by golfer Gabi Oubre. Gabi, thank you so much for coming in today.
Thanks for having me.
Is Gabi Oubre, is that French?
It is. My dad was from New Orleans, so it's French.
New Orleans.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to New Orleans before?
I have. We went quite a bit because I still have some family there. It's a bit of a different world. I love it though.
Gotcha. So basically this interview, Gabi, all we're going to do is talk a little bit about you, and we'll get into some golf later. But I do want to ask, starting off, I guess, with golf, we can start off by saying, I want to ask, how did you begin playing golf? What got you interested in the golfing world?
I was 10 years old. Growing up as a kid, I loved sports. Like my first word was ball. My dad was obsessed with golf, and he actually passed away when I was 5 years old. And that was like his one wish was for my mom to take me at some point to the golf course. So when I got older, I played basketball, t-ball, all that kind of stuff. And then finally, I guess I got some interest into it or saw a golf club around. And my mom took me to the driving range, and then from there, I was stuck.
So you played basketball as well?
I played basketball, softball, soccer, basically everything growing up. I just loved sports.
Awesome. So sticking with your father, does playing, how does that, does playing the game kind of bring honor to your dad?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I was very young when he passed away. But, my mom has done a great job with always including him in anything. And when I was a kid, she always would talk about him or, anything, pictures and all that kind of stuff. So it wasn't like something that wasn't discussed or talked about and just happened. So yeah, playing golf, I feel like it's a little, not closer to him, but it's something that he really loved and enjoyed. And it's one of those things that I wish, if he was alive, I'd be able to do with him. But it's something that definitely makes me closer to him, I feel like, in a way.
Gotcha. That's awesome. And so in high school, you're from Mobile, correct? Talk about your experience in golf in high school.
Our high school team, it was very small, a small private school that I went to, and we did not have a girls' team, so I always played on the guys' team. So from 5th grade on, I played on the guys' team, which it was interesting, but I really liked it. I think it made me better. It pushed me a lot. Being a girl playing, middle school, playing on a high school team, sometimes it was a little rough because, being the only girl, you're obviously, guys aren't going to necessarily like playing with the only girl, but as you get older, it gets better. But I think for me, it was good because it pushed me, and it was a challenge. So I liked it. I think in the end, it made me better.
Awesome. So, and you also played basketball, correct? What was it about basketball that you loved about that game?
Basketball, I just liked the pace, and it's totally different than golf. It's so opposite. There's something about the pace, and it's just fun to me. It's very challenging and competitive, and the team sport, and I really like that.
That's cool. You go from playing golf, like you said, is a completely different game than basketball. Slow pace, you slow it down a little bit, it's kind of calm, then you jump on the basketball court and it's boom, boom, boom. So, but talking about golf, sticking with that because that is the sport that you play, what is it about golf that you admire?
It's hard, and I like that.
It's mentally challenging.
Yeah, it's physically challenging because it's a hard game to master, but mentally I think is the really tough part. And to me, it's very interesting how one day you can feel great on the golf course, and the next day you can kind of feel like you don't know what's going on. So to me, I think it takes a lot of patience, but I like it because it's something that literally I can wake up every day and try to figure out. And to me, it's never going to be perfect, and I like that concept of trying not to chase perfection, but trying to master it every day, and to me, it's interesting.
So, and sticking with that, what helps you chase that perfection and master? When you have those days that you wake up and it just doesn't feel like you got it going on, what helps you get over that hump?
For me, I've learned over the years as I've gotten older to try to figure out what I do well on the good days and what I do really bad when I'm struggling. And in the past I've kept notebooks, and if I've had a really good day, I figured out, okay, I did this really well and I didn't do this good today. Something to try to take a mental note of what is it that I'm thinking, because a lot of it 9 times out of 10 is mental on the golf course when you get to this stage. So trying to figure out what is it that I'm thinking or what is it that I'm doing that's, causing these issues or problems. So to me, I think that's one of the things I've learned over the years.
What's your favorite part about the game? Because I play a little bit myself. I'm not nearly as good as anyone here at Troy, especially you. But what is it about the game that you like? Do you like to drive the ball? Do you like to hit it off the fairway or the chip-ins, putts?
Putting. I'm a big short game person. I just like it. Short game competitions. I have those all the time during practice. That's my favorite part of it.
That's like I get on the green and like I can drive it, I can hit it from the fairway and get on the green in a couple shots. But then I'm telling you, it takes me like 4 to 5 putts to get into the hole.
Yeah, everyone says that. Putting, I think, is probably the hardest aspect because there's a lot to it. I mean, driving, you just tee it up and rip it a lot of times. Yeah, putting is a little difficult because there's speed and then break, and there's all kind of different aspects to it that I think it makes it harder.
Is that how y'all kind of describe driving, like tee it up and just rip it?
Yeah, in my mind, just tee it up and rip it. There's no sense of trying to steer it. So.
And how exactly, walk me through that, like driving the ball? Because a lot of times I try to man up on it and swing too hard, but I've been told to loosen the grip and to kind of like relax and just hit through the ball.
Well, I think that's one of my biggest flaws is I will get, especially in tournaments, you get nervous, you get under pressure. I'll get quicker and quicker with my swing. But the key, I think, to a lot of it is if you can slow down, just smooth everything out. I think that's a key to keeping everything flowing, and it just helps a lot.
And with golf being such a mental game, do you ever get like frustrated and mad, and then you get up there and like I said, like I get mad and frustrated, and I get up there and drive and just like how do you get over that mental? Because like golf, I feel like can be broken down to like that one moment you just got to get over the mental block.
Well, I think like we were talking about the comparison between basketball and golf. To me, basketball, I loved it because you just go out there and you just react. The ball's coming to you, you get the ball and you react. You don't have time to think. Golf, you hit a bad shot, you have to walk to the next one. You have all that time in between to think about what could go wrong, what am I doing, every aspect of it. So I think that makes it even harder. But it's one of those things you literally have to just slow down, think about the process of what everything, the same thing you've been working on. That's why they preach routine, routine, routine. In a lot of ways, that's very true.
Now, from Mobile, you went from high school to Mississippi State. What attracted you to Mississippi State?
It's an SEC school, and I wanted to play on that level, and I greatly enjoyed it. It was a good experience for me, but I went through a phase after that. I did not enjoy golf as much. I got tired of it.
Really?
I did it for a long period of time. Yeah, so for about a year, I didn't go to school. I didn't play golf. I took a break. I told my mom that I wanted to work and do something a little different. That I felt like I'm one of those people that if I don't enjoy it, I'm just not going to do it. To me, it's just not worth it, and it wasn't fun anymore. And it was kind of like something that. Going to practice was not something that I enjoyed doing. It was work for me. And when golf became a job, that wasn't fun. What I want to do. So it took me a couple months, to figure out that one, I needed an education, but two, I missed golf, and then I needed to approach it in a different way, kind of like that mental aspect of it. So with my mom's help and figuring out schools and stuff, I got very fortunate because our coach Bart Barnes gave me a great opportunity to come here. I'm very thankful for that. And coming here, I kind of had a new mindset to enjoy it, and that. I'm very fortunate to be in this position, to be on the golf team and playing and waking up, going to class and playing golf every day is a life that many people would love. So now I enjoy it way more, and it's a game to me, and it's fun. And the score doesn't define me necessarily as much as it used to. So to me, it's way more enjoyable.
That's incredible. So talk about when you hit that point where you kind of, I guess you could say, got burnt out on it. And you mentioned it became a job instead of just a sport that you like to play. When did you kind of realize, man, like I miss the game of golf?
During that time period, I was working, and I was working for a catering company, and I mean, it was very different life for me because I was so used to going to school and playing golf, and I never worked before in my life. That was another thing. I was like, Mom, I want not to be a normal person, but to have a job and experience what that's like because it kind of always revolved around golf. But for me, it was just a friend of mine actually asked me, said, do you want to go play golf one day? Like I hadn't played in months. And I said, sure, I'll just go to the driving range with you. And we went, and I hit some balls, and it was fun. Like we joked, we had a good time, and I actually went on the golf course, and I got a hole-in-one. And they're like, why would you not? Are you sure you don't want to do this? And I said, yeah. I said, it's not as much fun anymore. And then I called my mom that night, and I said, I had a really good time today. Like it was just fun. I just played. It was loose. There was no pressure about it, no tournaments. And she's like, well, maybe that's it's just a mindset of how you approach it. So slowly but surely I would go to the golf course, and I want to go back to school.
Talk about a sign.
Yeah.
You take some time off from golf.
Yeah.
You go out and you play with your friend and hit a hole-in-one.
Yeah.
Did it kind of hit you like, okay, yeah, maybe I should
go
back?
I mean, I was kind of like, okay, this is just lucky, to be honest.
I've never hit a hole-in-one. Probably never will.
I just thought it was lucky. But then, I mean, after I put some thought into it, and I did miss it. And, I thought it would be a lot easier and a lot more enjoyable to get up and go to class and go play golf afterwards than it would be to go to work. So I figured that out, but it took some time.
Well, now you are a Division I Troy Trojan playing golf here for Coach Terry. And you're doing a fantastic job, you and the Trojans. So, and I do want to say thank you so much for coming and sharing all that with me and sitting down with me for this interview.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Good luck this season.
Thanks.
Be sure to tune in once again next week for more Trojan Sports Now and more Trojan Division Sports on our nightly newscast. Once again, thank you so much for tuning in, and go Trojans.